Welcome to the program. This is the AM News. In our first story, hours to a crucial decision by the National Executive Council of the governing New Patriotic Party concerning that Walewale parliamentary primary, the incumbent Member of Parliament, Hajia Lariba Abudu, has pulled out of the race, paving way for Dr. Kabiru Mahama to be the parliamentary candidate of the party in the constituency. On 2 occasions, the NPP primaries organized to elect the candidate who will represent them in Parliament in the Vice President Dr. Baumia's home constituency turned chaotic, with incumbent Member of Parliament and her contender, Dr. Kabiru Mahama, clashing over who the legitimate winner is. However, given the escalation of the issues, the National Executive Committee of the NPP was asked to step in to resolve the issues before the Electoral Commission closes nominations. But just before that could be done, the MP decided to save the party.
Thank you so much, Watara. I'm very grateful for having you this evening. I think you know what is happening in Walewale constituency following the inconclusive of yesterday's promise or rerun. Now the EC was not able to declare a winner. So based on that, I've decided that I want to step down and will not go contest the seat again. I'm doing this for the sake of the greater New Patriotic Party and Walewale constituency. I'm doing this for the sake of unity, peace, love for the constituency. And I also want to urge the President and Vice President that I'm doing this for their sake. So I want to thank each and every one of you for always standing by me and always supporting me. I'm very happy, and I want to encourage each and everyone to take peace as a stepping stone and let us all come together, fight and win this seat for Ghana. I'm very happy. Thank you so much.
Member of Parliament for Yendi, Farouk Aliyu Mahama, is asking the people of Yendi to give him another chance to continue development of the constituency. He says his new Yendi city vision is on course. Thus, another term will further augment development and create jobs to make their livelihoods better. Farouk Aliyu Mahama spoke after filing his nomination to contest December parliamentary polls.
Hundreds of supporters of the New Patriotic Party in Yendi rode through the streets of Yendi and converged at the EC office to show their support to the MP. Dignitaries included national, regional and constituency executives. Speaking after filing his nomination, the MP for the area, Alhaji Farouk Aliyu Mahama, said Yendi, the traditional capital of Dabon, will continue to be draped in the elephant colors.
I can boldly say there is a change in Yendi ever since I emerged. I am not the MP because of my power. You, the good people of Yendi, chose me to represent you. We were able to set a precedent of winning with over 40,000 votes. Today, Lawyer Joffa and the NDC are saying they are going to win the seat.
40,000 votes in Yendi constituency. NDC Joffa, no Jila Nakwa, Kambuar Boisi, Boga Joffa, Nim Kabonole, Nababi, Kanibusha, Boga Kabonole. So Yendi is the traditional capital of Dagba. Therefore, Yendi will remain blue to death.
He called for unity to ensure a resounding victory in December.
We must unite to chase the NDC away. I am not the first person to become the MP for Yendi. Alhaji Sani Mahama came and left. Alhaji Malik Al-Hassan Yakubu also came and left, followed by Baba Tanzania. So there is a day I will also go, but I am not tired yet. I am going to be the MP for Yendi for more than 20 years. Let's unite and continue the good work for Yendi.
I am going to be MP for Yendi for more than 20 years.
Now, from Yendi, a former director of elections for the National Democratic Congress, Elvis Ifeanyi, says the New Patriotic Party dare not fail in handing over power to the next government if the governing party loses the 2024 election. He says though the NPP may wish to hang on to power, the party will have no option than to hand over power to a newly elected government. His comments come as some NPP bigwigs make pronouncements of unwillingness to hand over power after the 2024 elections. There's more in this report.
Some leading members of the New Patriotic Party, including Agriculture Minister Brian Echampong, have publicly stated the NPP will not hand over power after this year's elections. But Elvis Ifeanyi insists the NPP should not dare to suppress the will of the people if the outcome of the 2024 elections goes against them.
The NPP people, listen carefully. They are not from space. They are brothers. We respect them. We like them as individuals. Some of them were our colleagues in school, our mates, our juniors. We were in class with them. People were getting A's. Others too were getting C's and E's. People were getting first class, second upper. Others were getting pass and fail. People were not writing exams and managed to go through system. So we know them. And I'm sure when they are listening to me, I was SRC president of University of Ghana for 2 years before I became news coordinating secretary. All their leaders were either my genius or maybe Dambotre and Co would say they were my colleagues. So I know them very well. So they don't have two heads. They are not from outer space. They don't have any esoteric knowledge or power. Da yenti bida. So this business of we won't hand over, when the people of Ghana vote and the results are declared, believe me, they will hand over. They may not like to hand over, so they should say it. But as for handing over, they will hand over.
The former Minister for Youth and Sports believes the era where people at the helm of affairs manipulated systems to their selfish advantage is over.
In 2000, I was in the ops room. There was an incident. People keep blaming Honorable Noama Donko. May his soul rest in peace. Some commandos were sent to Kumasi to come and do an operation. If you recall, when they got here, they were surrounded by regular soldiers. There was a deadlock. And the regular soldiers said, you either disarm or we gun you down. And they were holding their guns. He had to take the minister, Noama Donko. When he came and saw the situation on the ground, he ordered the commandos to disarm and go back.
Who sent the commandos?
That one you can do your own research. But I'm telling you that from an operational point of view, it gets to a certain point where foolish orders will not be obeyed. The wind of change that is blowing, no man, no woman, no devil can stop it. Anybody who dares will be crushed to pieces. Please, don't do it. I beg you. If you're a soldier, policeman, whatever, a Sumadie police, Sumadie soldier, don't do it all. Nobody wants violence in this country.
Meanwhile, the former NDC Director of Elections says the party, as part of preparations for this year's election, is introducing improved trading models for its polling agents.
Kudos to the current team. Resources have been released. They've done 2 sets of training. And the quality of it, because if you have more time, you're able to sift through. If you do one training, people will fail, you bring new people. So they've done 2, they are doing the 3rd one. And again, I want to assure everybody that when you vote, your vote will be protected, your vote will be counted.
From Kumasi, for Joy News, Ohime Interior reporting.
Away from that, former chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Kojo Afarijan, has asked political parties participating in the December 7 election to exercise caution when dealing with pink sheets during and after the polls. These pink sheets are the EC's official documents used to collate results of elections at the polling stations. Speaking at the annual conference of the Ghana Bar Association, Dr. Afarijan reminded political parties on the importance of understanding and using the vital pink sheets as the only source of documents for the reconstruction of election results. Nana Bwachi Adam reports.
Dr. Aferijan spoke on the subject, peaceful, fair and transparent elections, the key to sustainable democracy, at the annual conference of the Ghana Bar Association in Kumasi. The former chairperson of the Electoral Commission admonished political parties to uphold the country's democratic credentials in conduct of the December 7 general election. He emphasized the need to prevent confusion in the declaration of the presidential and parliamentary results by making good use of the EC's pink sheets at the various polling stations.
The pink sheets are the most important, the only source documents for reconstructing election results. Please take it from me. See, that's what we mean when we say elections are won or lost at the polling station. That's what it means. As we say in Ghana, please think twice before you go to court.
But you must be wondering why the sheets containing a summary of election results are called pink sheets. This is the explanation given by Dr. Aferijan.
Pink sheets. Pink sheets. Thanks to Obechebilamte. Pink sheets. You know, Obechebilamte is the one who gave the name pink sheets. You don't? Oh, you see, the practice in the Electoral Commission was to print them in different color for different elections. All right? So this year we printed them in green. Maybe you were able to put some of them in your pocket for use next time. So next time we print them in red. So that year we printed them in pink. All right? So when he went to court, he called them pink sheets. And now they've become, it's fine, it's all right, it's nice. Pink is a very nice color.
For Joy News, Nana Boachedankwa Kumasi.
Pink is indeed a very nice color. Now, away from that, there's confusion at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation as workers of the state's broadcaster remain divided over the timelines given to them by their management over when their demands will be fulfilled. The demands include the proper release of the intended per diem for most of its workers that cover the African Games, restoration of the salary of the union chairman, and an improvement in their conditions of service. Kenneth Jesse has more.
Workers of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation are in turmoil as they express strong dissatisfaction with the timelines provided by management regarding the fulfillment of their demands. The unrest stems from several critical issues that employees believe need immediate attention. The union chairman, Samnat Kevo, has been vocal about the urgency of these issues, asserting that the fulfillment of these demands cannot be delayed any further.
All African Games. Our workers were treated. We were told there was no contract by our management. They were told no money was paid. They started with 50 cities negotiation. Then, under the 3 year, we met the management team. They came back to say 70 cities. Yes, but yes. We feel it most. Okay. So don't sing this dancing song to all of us. Very good. Thank you. I am presenting the disagreements we agree with management on behalf of the workers.
But General Secretary of GBC Divisional Union of Public Service Workers Union, Bernard Ejay, says they have agreed to suspend their intended strike after management assured them of heeding to their demands in the next few days.
As a mother union, we believe that we have made progress. We have made progress. We will continue. We will give them a date for the meeting. And trust me, trust me, yes, we won't keep long. That's the charge now we have. And what we can ask is that you give us that charge. We give the benefit of the doubt. When we go and we are not getting the resource you want from us, we will come back to you. We won't waste time.
The situation has led to a heightened atmosphere of confusion and discontent within the organization as employees and management struggle to reach a consensus on how to address these pressing concerns.
Moving on, the violence, confrontation, bloodshed and animosity add to the nightmare residents say they are dealing with following release of 41,000 acres of the Adasongo Lagoon to Electrochem Ghana Limited. Stakeholders say the utmost solution is adoption of the master plan for salt development in Ghana to forestall peace. At a joint briefing at midyear in Adan East District, Secretary of Adasongo Lagoon Association, Ebenezer Ajato, said no amount of intimidation will silence them. Tema correspondent Kwame Yanka has more.
Principal stakeholders, including Tekpebiawe Clan, Adasongo Lagoon Association, Dangbe East Salt Producers Association, traditional authorities, among others, have sent SOS to Parliament to have the issues addressed. According to them, release of the 41,000 acres of the Songo Lagoon to Electrochem Ghana Limited in 2020 contravenes the position of PNDC Law 287, which encourages participation of both small and large-scale producers in the Adan salt industry. Secretary of Adasongo Lagoon Association, Ebenezer Ajato, recounted violent clashes and attacks which have occurred, leading to loss of life as well as life-threatening wounds on others in the last 3 years. The groups raised issues with the work of the Joint Committee on Energy and Mines and Lands and Forestry, but expressed faith in the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, to find an amicable solution.
Our humble and respectful request: the best solution to the Songo Lagoon problem is the master plan, the recommendation of which has been well thought of, well documented, properly disseminated, and wholeheartedly accepted.
The groups were quite disappointed to share that flag bearer of the NDC, John Mahama, was prevented from using the memorial ground of late Margaret Kuonu, as well as meeting members of the Adasongo Lagoon Association due to the rifts. The briefing also touched on the implication of the listing of Electrochem on Ghana Stock Exchange, Outgrower Scheme, and others. Meanwhile, residents last Friday chased out some workers and equipment of Electrochem in what could have been another bloody encounter, but for the presence of the police. Information available to Joy News indicates residents were incensed as the workers and equipment were desecrating an area considered sacred. Kwame Yanke's reports for Joy News.
Coming up next is Business Update.
Welcome to our Business Update. And the Bank of Ghana has ruled out an immediate review of the cash reserve requirement for commercial banks. The push for a change in the monetary measure follows a decision by some banks to place fresh charges on foreign currency accounts. There's more in this report.
The Bank of Ghana argues that the increase in the cash reserve requirement should be seen as a measure to correct a challenge in the financial space and the economy. This should help in stabilizing the Ghana cedi as well as check inflation, which had been on the increase since last year. Therefore, the central bank maintains that it might not be prudent to reverse the increase in the cash reserve requirement for commercial banks. The regulator has again told Joy Business that the action has helped in controlling inflation and the cedi's recent stability against the dollar. It has, however, argued that it is still monitoring developments on the market in terms of the next line of action. The central bank earlier this year adjusted the cash reserve requirement, a move that increased the amount of cedi cover that commercial banks have to provide for every foreign currency that they are holding. This has increased the cost of keeping these accounts. The development has also forced some of the commercial banks to charge depositors as much as $30 for operating these accounts as maintenance fee every month.
In our next story, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has donated 100,000 agri starter packs to the Youth Employment Agency to help young people venturing into agriculture. According to the Sector Minister, Brian Echampong, this forms part of efforts to increase youth participation in the agricultural sector to enhance food security.
The 1,000 starter packs donated by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture is aimed at roping in more young people under the Planting for Food and Jobs Phase 2. Some of the items include spraying machines, cutlasses, Wellington boots, and overall coats. Here's Minister for Food and Agriculture Brian Echampon speaking to the media.
In October, we launched the Youth in Agriculture program with the Youth Employment Agency. In that program, we pledged to support young people with farmlands by liaising with their chiefs in their community to get lands for them to start their agriculture. We also promised to support them with some incentives. One, with agric machinery, and including some equipment for them to go into agriculture. YE also promised or pledged to support the young farmers with some financial incentives for them to go into agriculture, and this was October last year. Today, we are here to present to them as a ministry, to YE and young people who are interested in going into agriculture, 100,000 starter packs for young people. We also want to make a commitment to young people that here at Agric Engineering, we have some mechanization equipment made up of power tillers and other planters and other agric machinery that if they show interest, they can take advantage of. So for the purpose of this gathering is to hand over 100,000 starter packs to YE for onward distribution to their farmers who have registered with them. A starter pack includes one spraying machine, overall equipment. It includes a Wellington boot, overall equipment, goggles, gloves, a spraying machine, and some cutlasses for some menial work on the farm.
The Youth Employment Agency described the gesture as timely and would contribute greatly to the total agricultural production of the country.
Well, it's time now for us to check out what's happening on the currency market. Here's the update. It's a wrap for business. Thank you for watching. Handing over back to Sweetie Abochi.
Thank you, Benjamin. So we've served you the news. Now let's see what's been captured in the newspapers. Dr. Kwame Asasante, the head of the Center for European Studies at the University of Ghana, is joining us for our news review segment. You want to stay for that?